Hello, Grand Park. It's Courtney, your yoga teacher. Welcome to your Yoga Ala retreat. I'm really glad you're here to practice with us today. We're going to be on the floor or in a chair today. Coming to the back at the end is optional. So we're going to focus on pranayama today. So this is the fourth limb of yoga, which translates as the restraint of breath or the restraint of life force. And this is when we take control of our life force, which is our breath. And through that control, through our ownership over our breath, we can alter the way that we feel. We can tell our bodies that we're safe. We can tell our parasympathetic nervous system to rest. And this is really powerful stuff. So give yourself permission to be soft today, to be in your breath today. And I would encourage you, if you showed up for like a really vigorous class, to try this anyway. Sometimes, especially in our culture, the greatest gift we can give ourselves is to slow down and breathe and regroup. So if you're with me, let's come to find a seat. So sitting maybe up on something. So I'm sitting up on a yoga block. You don't need a yoga block. You could sit up on a pillow. You could sit up on a blanket. You could just come to sit on the floor, or you could come to do this in a chair. So whatever comfortable position will allow your body to have space to breathe. Grant yourself that permission. You could even do this part on your back. So first we're just gonna check in with ourselves. So resting your palms down on your thighs, or if you're laying on your back, palms out to the side. Notice where your shoulders are. Maybe physically send them away from your ears. Notice what your jaw is doing. Maybe softening into the space of your jaw. And then I'm going to invite us all to close our eyes to give us a little space to go inside. So starting to draw awareness to your breath, not changing it, not shifting it, just noticing what the breath is doing, where the breath is. Are you breathing out of your nose? Are you breathing out of your mouth? And then checking into your heart space, maybe see if the way that you're breathing is connected to the way that you're feeling. Maybe so, maybe not, but just noticing. And then I'm going to invite you here to start to take in a slower, softer, deeper breath. So whatever that means to you, through your nose, breathe in. Through your nose, breathe out. Through your nose, breathe in. Through your nose, breathe out. Through your nose, breathe in. Through your nose, breathe out. Through your nose, breathe in. Through your nose, breathe out. And then just come to let your body breathe itself as it wants. Maybe noticing if through even a little bit of controlled breath, if you feel different than when we started. And it's okay if the answer is no. So from here, flutter your eyes open. And I'm just going to talk super briefly about the breath. So our breath is connected to our vagus nerve. And the vagus nerve sends communication up to our brains about our nervous system. So the way that the body breathes is often communicating the way that our brains need to react and respond to a situation. So if we're in a high stress situation, our breath can inform our brain that we need to do something. And unfortunately, a lot of times we're moving through the world in like a low grade altered stress situation, sometimes more stress. But a lot of times we're not giving ourselves times to actively rest. So I want us to give ourselves permission to breathe, and through that breath to tell our system that we're okay, that we're safe. I'm going to offer some different pranayama breath techniques today. And we're just going to try them on like we're trying on clothes. So maybe seeing if there is something here for you today that you can start to bring into your daily practice, into any moment when you notice that you're in one of those low-grade stress situations and you want to try to calm yourself down. A lot of these breaths can be really helpful to do before bed if your mind is racing, if you're in a thought pattern or a worry pattern. So we'll just try on some breaths and see if any of this stuff works for us today, shall we? Okay. So we're going to start by connecting some breath with movement. So fingertips tap down to the earth, shoulders come away from your ears. As you inhale, draw your arms tall to the sky. As you exhale, tap your fingers down to the earth. So the physical movement is just an embodiment of our breath, like we're drawing our breath with the body. Inhale, arms draw tall to sky. Exhale, tap your fingers down to earth. 2 more times. Inhale, rise your arms tall. Exhale, tap your fingers down to earth. 1 more time. Inhale, arms go tall. Exhale, fingers tap down to earth. Let your breath come back naturally. So our next breath that we're going to try on is going to be called a balloon breath. So it's similar to what we did with this like embodied movement, except we're going to imagine with our hands that we're blowing up a balloon on the inhale, and as we exhale, we're going to contract it. So it's sort of cat-cowing in our spine. From here, fingertips tap together. As you inhale, blow up your balloon, heart spreads wide, shoulder blades come together. Exhale, tap your fingers around slightly in your spine. 2 more times. Inhale, open your heart, balloon expands out. Exhale, contract and fingertips touch. 1 more time. Inhale, blowing up that balloon. Exhale, release, fingertips tap. Fingers come back down to your thighs. If you want to cross whatever your legs are doing or find any other way to be more comfortable in your body. We're just going to come into the space of the neck and the throat and the shoulders, and we're going to add some breath to it. So from here, bow your chin into your chest. Send your shoulders away from your ears. Allow your head to be heavy. Start to connect with your breath here. So watching yourself inhale, watching yourself exhale. The next time you inhale, left ear goes to left shoulder, and we'll pause here. We'll let the breath flow into the right side of our neck. So almost like we just did with that balloon breath, as you inhale, let it fill into the space of the right side of your neck. As you exhale, maybe even just imagining tension releasing from your neck. Maybe tension does, but maybe it's just in your mind right now. So taking a few more breaths into the right side of your neck. As you exhale, chin comes back into your chest. And then send your right ear to your right shoulder. Soft, full breaths, melting away tension in the left side of your neck. So inhale into this space of tension. And then exhale, maybe release something. Through your nose, inhale. Through your nose, exhale. Take a couple more on your own, breathing into the space of the left side of your neck. The next time you exhale, chin falls into the chest. Inhale, rise your head to stack over your spine. Fingertips tap to your shoulders. And then as you inhale, elbows come in and up. As you exhale, elbows go down and around. So we're inhaling, lifting the shoulders, lifting the elbows. Exhale, elbows come down. A couple more on your own. And then we'll just switch the direction of our elbows. So this time, inhale, elbows go back and up, and exhale, down and around. Inhale, back and up. Exhale, around and down. Two more on your own. Allow your hands to come back down to your lap. We're gonna start a new, a different pranayama technique. So this is alternate nostril breathing. This is said to balance energy, masculine and feminine energy in the body. And so before we start, just notice how you're feeling. So are you in a more like aggressive, active kind of frame of mind? Or are you in kind of like a lethargic, slow state of mind? There's no right or wrong answer, we're just noticing. And then the idea with this breath is we're gonna try to pull ourselves into more of a neutral state. So we feel both relaxed, energized, and that can be accomplished through the breath, according to the yogis. I believe it. So we're gonna close the right nostril with our thumb, opening up the left channel. Let your exhale come all the way out of your body. Have your pointer finger, middle finger on standby. And then as you inhale, breathing through your nostril for 2, 3, 4. Close left, exhale right. 2, 3, 4. Inhale right. 2, 3, 4. Close right, exhale left. 2, 3, 4. Inhale left. 2, 3, 4. Close left, exhale right. 2, 3, 4. Inhale right. 2, 3, 4. Close right, exhale left. 2, 3, 4. Inhale left. 2, 3, 4. Close left, exhale right. 2, 3, 4. Inhale right. 2, 3, 4. Close right, exhale left. 2, 3, 4. Inhale left. 2, 3, 4. Close left, exhale right. 2, 3, 4. Inhale right. 2, 3, 4. Close right, exhale left. 2, 3, 4. One more set. Inhale left. 2, 3, 4. Close left, exhale right. 2, 3, 4. Inhale right. 2, 3, 4. Close right, exhale left. 2, 3, 4. Allow your hand to rest back down into your lap. Close your eyes. Maybe notice if the energy is more balanced. It's okay if it's not, but maybe notice if it is. Flutter your eyes, and we'll come forward to hands and knees. So if you have something to put underneath your knees, I'd recommend that. So I'm just on a rug here. You could come to a mat. You could come to place a towel or something underneath your knees. We're gonna connect some breath with movement again. So wrists underneath shoulders, knees stacked underneath the hips. You can tuck your toes. You can have the tops of your feet down. Head in line with your spine. Let your exhale come out. As you inhale, belly drops, heart rises. As you exhale, curl in your spine, nose reaching towards your belly button. Inhale, belly drops, heart rises. Exhale, curl in your spine. Inhale, belly drops, heart rises. Exhale, curl in our spine. One more time, my friends. Inhale, belly drops, heart rises. Exhale, curl in your spine. From here, we are going to tuck our toes. So we're going to come into the space of the feet, which can be uncomfortable for a lot of people. We use our feet a lot, but we don't stretch our feet a lot. So we'll listen, we'll be gentle. So option one is to hang out here with the toes tucked if you already feel a lot of sensation in your feet. You also have the option to start to walk your hands back. We're going to sit maybe on the heels. We'll listen to what's going on in the feet. And then maybe stacking shoulders over hips. So that's a big foot opener, a little or big thigh opener. And then we're gonna notice what happened to our breath. So a lot of times when we find tension in our bodies, we hold our breaths. But I'm gonna encourage us today to meet tension with our breath. So if there's pain in the feet and this is not right for you, you can come forward. If this is like uncomfortable, and you notice that your breath is trapped, see if you can start to breathe a little slower and a little more freely. See if you can settle your shoulders down. See if you can soften in your jaw. And then we'll release forward back to our hands and knees. We'll come in for a little opener in our wrists. So if it feels good to have your toes tucked, you can stay that way. Or releasing the tops of your feet down. So for our wrist opener and our breath here, option one is going to be to take your hands out to the side. So that's going to be a little bit more gentle on the wrists. So we'll start there. And if you feel tension showing up in your wrist, this is where you will stay. If you're like, I don't feel anything, you can start to take your fingertips towards your knees and put a tiny bit of pressure into the palms of your hand. So notice if your shoulders got scrunchy, send them up. If this is way too much stretch in your wrists and your forearms, you'll take the fingers out to the side version. And then we're gonna notice what happened in the body. So is there constriction? And can we meet those moments of constriction with our breath? So this goes into our everyday lives too. So can we meet moments of friction, moments of constriction, moments of difficulty with our breath? And of course, we're not going to always get it right. I don't always get it right. But when I do notice constriction, I try really hard to remember to take a breath, to soften, to come into the present. So from here, releasing your hands forward again. And then we'll come back to a seat for yet another breath. So finding your way, you can sit back up in a chair, you can sit on the earth, you can sit up on something. So for this next breath, we're going to come into what's called an anchor breath. So we're going to anchor the breath first in the belly and then in the chest, and then choose which place feels better to anchor our breath. So we're all a little different. Remember, we're trying on different things. So an anchor breath is where we imagine the breath initiating from a certain area of the body. So yes, we breathe through our lungs, but sometimes it helps to focus the breath somewhere else just to give it a place to start and conclude. So the belly is a great place to start most of the time because the belly is kind of in line with the lungs. So let's rest our hands on the belly. And as you breathe, see if you can see your belly or feel your belly with your hands slightly expanding out. And as you exhale, release the breath from your belly. It might help to close the eyes or soften the gaze. Through your nose, breathe into your belly. Through your nose, release your belly. Through your nose, breathe into your belly. Through your nose, release your belly. 2 more times. Through your nose, breathe into your belly. Through your nose, release your belly. Through your nose, breathe into your belly. Through your nose, release your breath. Moving the hands physically up to your heart center. So we can call this heart breath, chest breath. We're going to take slow inhales into the heart and slow exhales from the heart. And this can bring up some feelings of emotion. I invite you, if that comes up, of course, take care of yourself, but to allow yourself to be in your heart space. It can be very vulnerable, but it can be very human to be in our heart space. So again, either closing your eyes or softening your gaze, resting your hands over your beautiful heart. As you inhale, initiating the breath to fill into your heart space. As you exhale, release the breath from your heart space. Inhale into your beautiful heart. Exhale, release the breath from your heart. Inhale, breathe into your heart. Exhale, release the breath from your heart. Inhale the breath into your heart. Exhale, release the breath from your heart. And last one like this, inhale into your heart. Exhale, release from your heart. From here, we're going to take a gentle posture to breathe with it. So we're going to come into deer pose. This is a gentle hip opener. So we'll start with the right leg. So the right leg is going to be parallel with the top of the space. You'll bend your left knee out from your hip. So it's a little hard to see, but I'm in kind of like a big Z pose with my lower body. So the left leg is parallel-ish to the top of your space. Adjust if your knee needs to have a little more room. You can take your foot closer into the body. Your right leg parallels left knee out. And then from here, we'll just see what's happening in the front of the left thigh and the hip. So option 1 is to rest your palms down to either side of your right leg. Option 2 is to take your hands behind your right hip and allow your heart to reach up gently, pressing your left knee down. So this is a quad opener, a hip opener. We're going to come into the breath here. So we'll take 5 deep breaths together on this side, and then we'll switch to the other side. So maybe softening your eyes closed. And just like we did with the neck, imagine the breath softening into the space of tension. And then maybe as you exhale, releasing tension from that space. So let your exhale come all the way out. Through your nose, breathe in. Through your nose, breathe out. Through your nose, breathe in. Through your nose, breathe out. Through your nose, breathe in. Through your nose, breathe out. Through your nose, breathe in. Through your nose, breathe out. Through your nose, breathe in. Through your nose, breathe out. Release yourself to the other side. So moving gently with mindfulness. Left foot, left shin comes parallel-ish. Your version of what parallel looks like to the top of your space. Right knee bends out from your right hip. We're going to explore before we move into any deeper version here and just see what this side is offering or not. So from here, just starting to frame your left leg with your palms, seeing what's happening in the upper right hip, the right knee, the left knee, taking surveillance. Maybe we stay here. If you're like, I don't feel much, you also have the option to take your hands behind you and lift up in your heart, gently sending that right knee towards the earth. We'll take our 5 breaths on this side. So let your exhale come out. As you inhale, breathe in through your nose. As you exhale, breathe out your nose. As you inhale, breathe through your nose. Exhale through your nose. Inhale to your nose. Exhale from your nose. Inhale to your nose. Exhale from your nose. Inhale through your nose. Exhale from your nose. From here, we'll set ourselves back up to whatever comfortable cross-legged position or kneeling. Any way your body can rest and be comfortable. Back up in a chair maybe. So we're going to come in for another slow breath. And we're going to use a word, an action, a verb to keep reminding us of the way that we want to feel. So sometimes it can be a little far-fetched to be like, I want to feel peaceful. I want to feel love. So sometimes we're far from that feeling. But I do find through repetition, through connecting to the breath, we might be able to soften into that word or that action a little bit more. So we're going to work to find our action together. So resting your palms down on your thighs, close your eyes. And I'm going to ask you to ask yourself, how is it you would like to feel right now? So maybe it's the way you're feeling right now. Maybe it's some far-fetched thing that's very far from the way you're feeling right now. But see if you can find an action, so a verb, something positive, something simple, so just one word. And we're going to keep breathing in this word and exhaling anything that's not like it. So this is more of a little gift for our mind to give ourselves the repetition of this word. And if no word is going to come to mind right now, I'm going to offer a few words. So the words I'm going to offer are peace, presence, or love. So choosing one or choosing your own if you've already identified a word you want to work with. And then imagine that word being printed or written across your chest. As you exhale, release your breath. As you inhale, breathe into this word. As you exhale, releasing anything unlike it. As you inhale, breathe into this word, this action. As you exhale, releasing anything unlike it. Inhaling to this word. Exhaling anything unlike it. Inhale to this word. Exhale anything unlike it. Flutter your eyes open. Start to let your breath come back in as it wants. Maybe there's a little more of that word, maybe there's not. So our last upright breath we're going to do is box breath. This is where we inhale for a count. We pause the breath for the same amount of count. We exhale the breath for the count, and we hold the breath out for the same count. So it's called a box breath because just like we were drawing the sides of a box or a square, they would all be the same length. And we're gonna embody that in our breath. So maybe eyes closed, maybe gaze softens to the floor. Let your exhale come all the way out. Through your nose, breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Pause breath. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Pause out. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Pause breath. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Pause breath. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Pause breath. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Pause out. 2, 3, 4. One more. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Pause breath. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, pause out. 2, 3, 4, and then just allowing your breath to come back in as it wants. Maybe notice the benefits of that breath if there were any for you. And then from here, we're gonna find a comfortable position lying on our back. So I'm gonna stay upright so I can talk us through this counted breath exercise together. So whatever comfortable position on your back, you could come lay in your bed, you could lay flat on the earth. If your low back is not feeling so great today, you can bend your knees and rest the soles of your feet underneath your knees. So just finding a position where you can be soft, where you can be relaxed, and where you can be open. And then see if you can commit yourself to giving yourself these last few minutes of class to really give yourself a chance to rest, to relax. So for our final breath try on today, we're gonna come into something called counting breaths. I find this breath to be really powerful in my own experience. I do this breath a lot before bed if I'm having trouble sleeping, if I'm stuck in a thought pattern. It's called counting breaths because we inhale, exhale, and count from 1 to 10. And I find that repetition of counting will help to pull the mind away from whatever the mind was obsessing over and draws us into the repetition of counting to steady our mind and to come into the space of our breath. So this is something you could count out for yourself, but since I'm here as our guide, I will count us through it. So all you have to do, when I say inhale, you can inhale. When I say exhale, you can exhale. This breath is all through the nose, and we will do 10 rounds together in community. So softening the eyes closed if that feels safe and comfortable, allowing your bones, your muscles, everything to settle into whatever is touching the earth or your bed or your chair. Let your exhale come all the way out of your body. Through your nose, inhale. Through your nose, exhale 1. Through your nose, inhale. Through your nose, exhale 2. Through your nose, inhale. Through your nose, exhale 3. Through your nose, inhale. Through your nose, exhale 4. Through your nose, inhale. Through your nose, exhale 5. Through your nose, inhale. Through your nose, exhale 6. Through your nose, inhale. Through your nose, exhale 7. Through your nose, inhale. Through your nose, exhale 8. Through your nose, inhale. Through your nose, exhale 9. Through your nose, inhale. Through your nose, exhale 10. Allow your breath to come back in as it wants. And then allowing your body a space to rest. We'll take 1 minute of Shavasana, final rest. Letting go of any control of the breath, allowing yourself to be in an open-hearted state of relaxation, and I'll call us back in just a minute. Keeping everything the same in your body, just start to bring your awareness back to your breath. Maybe noticing how by drawing your awareness to breath, you come inside, you notice your physical form, and maybe you're engaged in the present moment or whatever experience you're having. Starting to find some very gentle movements with your fingers and your toes, bringing yourself back into the space of the home of your body. Eventually rolling over to your right side, making a little pillow for your head with your inner arm. Feeling the earth underneath you as you press yourself back up to a comfortable seat. And we will finish our time together with one last conscious breath. So let's take our hands over our heart center. Maybe close your eyes or soften your gaze to the floor. Let your exhale come out. Through your nose, inhale. Through your nose, exhale. Fluttering your eyes open, drawing your palms to touch. I hope something in there was helpful. I hope you feel a little more calm, centered, connected to the way that you want to be feeling, connected to a place of safety and security in your body. And if you don't remember anything today, maybe just remember that the breath is the way that we feel. The breath is the way that we tell the mind that we're doing. So if you notice yourself in a feeling, in something that feels ungrounded, you can always rely on your breath to draw you back home to the moment. Thank you all so much for being here today. I'll see you again soon, and thank you, Grand Park, for hosting us.